Hey, what's up, beautiful people? I'm here on this video to talk about the full moon in Libra on April 5th of this year. So I hope you're all doing well out there. These energies right now are pretty wild. They're very powerful and very transformative. And this full moon, is in between two new moons in Aries coming into the eclipse season. So this is going to feel like progressively more and more powerful. I know the energies already are really intense, but we've come to a point where belief systems are essentially solidified. So the people that are choosing to, you know, act a certain way or have a certain behavior, they're going to be very set on their ways, on their stances, on their beliefs about things. So this is where, like we're shifting our focus. If anyone out there has like a savior complex or any kind of like unresolved, mommy and daddy issue type trauma, then they're going to be living in that trauma, and they're going to be having a really rough time with this energy. So um, this full moon in particular is exactly opposed to the Sun conjunct Chiron and conjunct Jupiter. With this, so we just saw the Jupiter Chiron conjunction not too long ago, right? We have Mercury conjunct Chiron as well, and Jupiter, which is bringing the communication into the detail, but it's solidifying the information in our consciousness, right? So this is why, this month in particular of April, it's so important to do the inner work. This is like, there's a collective dark night of the soul, and this is demanding that we do the inner work so that we can come into the reality that we've been dreaming of, right? So all the anger, all the frustration, all the irritation, we cannot bring that into this next chapter if we want to make it there, right? So this is where focusing on self, especially with all this Aries energy, right? Aries is, the I am of the zodiac. It's, represents who we are as individuals within the collective, how we individuate ourselves. And this is highlighting the last piece of this, deep, deep wound that we have within. So with the sun here conjunct Chiron and Jupiter, and with the moon in the opposite sign, this is where other people are going to be reflecting to us our deepest truth. Okay. And because of this reflection, we have to be willing to look within. Um, and Mercury is conjunct the North Node. Now, we just recently had Venus conjunct the North Node as well, and that was bringing in all these gifts and all these, new, potentials and possibilities that we can, live with. It is requiring us, though, like the right decisions for our highest vibrational good, demands that, we face ourselves. Any kind of like conflicts, any kind of external conflicts right now is 100% a reflection of the internal conflict. So what are you holding on to, right? What are you afraid of? This is, Pluto is now square the nodes at this 0 degrees of Aquarius. We are in this new reality. And it is showing us in every direction, like if there's anything that makes you feel heavy, makes you feel, exhausted, or, like just, not in a feeling like your life is going in a positive direction. Even if you're in a good place and you're still getting, triggered, um, take the time to face those triggers. Okay. Now we have Mars and Cancer as well. Mars, it's it's finally out of Gemini, which is good. That means that the mental chatter isn't going to be so crazy, but it's now going to be more like it went from mental chatter to feeling the emotions more, and like, I don't understand what I'm feeling, right? It's going to be like we kind of want to we want to understand, we want to know, but it's exhausting to know because it's requiring surrender. And the surrender is so on to add on top of the triggers, and the childhood traumas that we need to face. We're also feeling it a lot more too, and we're just like, can't I get a break? So this is so intense, but it's all a good thing. That's what we have to remember, right? This is all just taking the internal conflict out of our body, literally. And if we fight it, we'll get tired, we'll get exhausted. So, good nutrition, good sleep, going to bed the same time every night, waking up, same time every morning, helps keep the circadian rhythm in flow. We're also getting hit with some of the biggest solar flares that I think humanity has ever seen, right? So we're getting hit with all this cosmic energy. It's saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, like it's time to go. It's time to go into this new life. There is no more resisting it. There is no more fighting it. So just, the more honest with yourself you are, and the more compassionate with yourself and to others you are, the better off you're going to be. Now, we also have here Venus conjunct Uranus, in Taurus. And, Uranus is now at 17 degrees. It's getting up there. So, with these two planets that are still speaking to each other, this is all about community and, connecting based on our value systems and our morals and ethics. We're going to find that, people with the same mindsets are going to really start to connect at a deeper level. And there's going to be a lot of empathy and compassion. So, we're all going to be able to help each other. And that's the whole point of building this new world, is all of us doing this communal, building businesses and, creating events and communities and familial, like world familial type of energies. There is no separation, and this energy is really encouraging us and making us feel more comfortable. Although a part of us might want to isolate because of all the deep, difficult trauma. The key is to show up to the community, feeling safe, of course. So you have to feel safe around, the people that you're with, and, being able to express that feeling of weakness, to express that vulnerability. And that that whole process, is how, we're healing our trauma, because trauma is essentially feeling unsafe in the world, right? So the more we can feel safe within ourselves, and that means choosing the things that, make us feel expansive, make us feel good, make us feel like we can be vulnerable. There's no more hiding that vulnerability, because if you come around and you don't want to face vulnerability, you're going to be a buzzkill to everyone around there. If you're around some high vibe people, if you're around people that are doing the work, right? You should be able to communicate the difficult things. You should be able to, have each other's backs, and know, like, because you're trusting your own heart's decision to trust these people, that taking responsibility for that, it's all on you. Okay. So, Jupiter is also now in the third decan of Aries, which is amazing, because the last decan is all about the collective, right? So it's almost like, and with Pluto now in Aquarius, there's a certain weight that's been lifted off of our souls. But now it's like there's a different kind of feeling. It's not really a weight, but it's more like a pressure that's like, okay, now that hard part's over, but now I got to step out of my comfort zone into my fear. But I also know, I can feel that stepping into my fear and getting out of the isolation part of, the introversion, that is going to feel like a little win every time that I step into it, right? So it's about facing that feeling that you don't want to get out there and connect and be around people, because right now it's all about people, and the right people. We have, soul contracts that we're stepping into in a deep, big, amazing way, because there's a lot of things that other people can help us out, where we can help them out, and vice versa. And that's where the equal and opposite value exchange, is, taking place. But you got to trust yourself. You got to trust your heart. You got to be out of your head. If you're in your head and you're questioning everything and you're letting your trauma run you, you're going to make some bad decisions right now. And these bad decisions are going to play out slowly over time. And because this is a 20-year transit, right? So we're coming into this new energy of 20 years, and we're ending a nodal axis too as well. So once the nodes shift into Aries and Libra, it's like we're going to be set in this way, and it's almost kind of like puppet on a string, right? We're going to be making these, decisions. We're going to think it's right in the first, but then it's going to backfire. And another karmic lesson, because karmic lessons are going to be happening like this, like crazy, in a positive way or a negative way. All right. And with Saturn and Pisces, you're not going to see it coming, because the lesson, the real, learning, where you actually learn and shift and have an ability to change it, that's not going to come for a while, like a couple of years. Okay. So we did all the hard work to get to the center and core of our wounds, so that we can know that our wounds don't define us. And we step into that with a little bit of confidence, And then the confidence grows and grows and grows. And this confidence will grow over the next 20 years. Okay. So the decisions that we make now, and this is all about relationships, and we're coming into the nodes in relationship aspects, relationship with ourselves, relationship with others. We're setting the stage. We're creating the foundation. We're generating, manifesting soil for these seeds to sprout and grow and move into this next level. So, look at your value system and see where you're being honest with yourself and true to yourself in regards to the value system, so that those boundaries are set in place. Now those boundaries are set in place. Now we adapt it. Now we go out and take action on it. And now we follow our heart through our intuition, through the feelings in our body. And then those nodes shift, and it's all like absorbed and implemented into our new identity. So now we're in a new identity. Now, once you have a solid identity like that, because we've gone through a lot of pieces like over the last 15 years, right? We've become a whole new version of ourselves. So now that we're there, this is like the final, most important little pieces at the very core, super, super deep. And we have this new identity. And now that identity is kind of set. I wouldn't say stone, like wet cement. Okay. And then throughout, it's only going to be there for 2 months. And then it's going to come back. It's going to go back to clear things up, any residual stuff up from the past. And then those are still going to give you an opportunity to, learn from those things, those lessons. But because we become the new version of ourselves, we're going to respond different, and people, situations are going to see us different. And, it's going to be like we're in two completely different worlds. All right. But there still is some cleaning up of the past, to go through before we get to this next, full chapter, which really starts next year. But in any case, we have the nodes exactly at 4 degrees, 0 minutes, on this full moon, which is really interesting, because it's very rare that, it doesn't sit there for very long. So it's coming right into, almost the anorectic degrees of the lessons, of this particular nodal axis. So, we also have Neptune almost at 26 degrees too. So, the higher degrees that these, planets are at, particularly Neptune, and Pluto, this is where we're all really connecting in the etheric realm, with the collective right now. And the light is doing some massive amount of work, but the darkness is still trying to get you there too. But there's so much, you see it. There's no way you can't see it right now. It's whether you lie to yourself and, try to, convince yourself that it's not there, but it's going to keep staring you back in the face. So might as well face it and feel it. I've been getting so many calls. I've been talking to so many people that, it doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter who you are out there. Everybody's going through some kind of massive transformation in their life. And, so all the fears are coming up, that maybe you weren't afraid of before, because of the uncertainty of everything that's outside of our control, right? That brings up all this stuff that wasn't there before, that we knew. So it's like we have to relearn ourselves, relearn the world, relearn business, relearn relationships, because they're all taking on new forms based on our new identity. Okay. So do that work, get it in. And then, pretty soon, Jupiter is going to be in a Taurus pretty soon. And that's going to be where, the light is going to be blowed up. It's going to be a lot of really good stuff happening. So, I know if you're watching this, you're doing the work. So kudos to you, and get ready for a lot of beautiful opportunities to start coming in for all of us. The one caveat is just you have to be willing to, feel that fear and do it anyways. As long as you're willing to do that, that just means that your heart is more in control of you than your head, right? So all y'all with a big heart out there, I salute you, because it has not been an easy ride. This has been a very, very difficult process. But, the deeper you feel, the more empathic you are. It's like, as things and people change, deep truths, changing, deep beliefs and understandings about the world. I mean, the whole human consciousness is questioning itself right now, right? Where we came from, even you know, the theory of evolution to all these, you know, new layers and levels of multiverses and things. It goes so deep. And we're throughout the next couple months, we're going to be seeing major veils being, you know, peeled off of the layers of, you know, of all the lies. And we're going to see so much stuff come out in the world. And that's just a reflection of how deep we're connecting to ourselves. So make sure you stay the conscious creator of your life, because, you know, if you're getting caught up in, you know, not living an intentional life, you're gonna get whisked away from all this distraction that's all around you everywhere. Okay, that's why we need to come together. You know, the more we mastermind, the more we all, you know, work together for this cause of, you know, making, you know, a better world and creating better lives for everyone, in a more loving and safe space. Then, you know, we need all hands on deck. So, you know, let's make sure that we're doing the shadow work, and make sure we're, you know, being honest with ourselves, and, you know, reach out for help. You know, if you need help, or if you need guidance, or you need questions answered, you know, get a reading from me. I'll help you ass out. Okay. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you resonate with it, please share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all on the next video. I hope.